Hello everyone, I'm J.H. Chandran. In this episode of Bibbles Explained, we are going to see about Wi-Fi security system and the risk that it has. We shall also see some of the flaws with Wi-Fi security system. So let's get started. Internet was so easy when there were only wired networks, high speed and nothing much to worry about security. As technology evolves, wireless network standards were introduced to make our internet accessibility easier and to offer mobility. If things get easier, it would become more complex. Similarly, when Wi-Fi was introduced, it was so easy to get internet access and saved lots of time for the connection. But it had some security flaws from the beginning itself. Even after some version rollouts, it keeps having some problem. So to know more about the problems and the ways to reduce the vulnerability, we have to know some security standards and protocols that Wi-Fi has. When Wi-Fi was introduced, it has a security protocol called Wireless Equivalent Privacy. It mainly does two things. One, authenticating and encrypting the password. Two, cyclic redundancy check. The web provides a fixed password to every router that it has, which cannot be changed by the user. So, once after the password to connect with the network is given to the router, it has to be encrypted and evaluated. After it is successfully verified, the user is allowed to use the network. The main difference between wired and wireless network is mode of transportation. That is, the wired network transfers data through wires, but in a wireless network, data is transferred through radio signals. Thus, the signal can be easily captured and edited by anyone who is connected with the network. So, to prevent that, the data is checked at both sender and receiver. To make it clear, the data are transferred through the internet as packets, which is a tiny piece of data. If anyone has access to my network, they can also view or edit the packets that I am transferring. So to prevent that, the packets have to be verified. The data sent by the sender and data received by the receiver must be same. So CRCs are used to compare them both. But there are some problems with web standard. 1. The constant password that cannot be changed. If your Wi-Fi's password is exposed to someone suspicious, you cannot change it. Even if the password assigned to your device is not suitable for you, you have to replace the whole device to get it changed. 2. The CRC itself. It is just verifying the sent and received messages are similar, which is so simple and not reliable. So anyone can view the data you are transferring without editing it. Later, Wi-Fi protected access was introduced to overcome the problem and difficulties. It gave users the permission to change the username and password as they wish. And it also gave an alternative technique for CRC named Message Integrity Check, which gave encryption to the messages that are sent. That is, the packet sent is encrypted at the sender and decrypted at the receiver. So, no one else in the network can view or edit the data present in the encrypted packet. It gave much reliability to the users and more security to their data, but it introduced a new problem. To make the connectivity even more easier, they introduced three new ways: WPA Personal, WPA Enterprise and WPS. WPA Personal is made for home and similar to something that we are using now. User has a password, they can share it with anyone they want and can easily change the password back. WPA Enterprise is used in enterprises. The passwords are centrally organized and managed by the enterprise itself. And finally, WPS. This is the most vulnerable technique they introduced. A button is provided with the router. Soon after the button is pressed, anyone can connect with the router without any password. It even gives PIN numbers instead of password. After the button is pressed, the user has to enter the 8-digit PIN number to connect to the network. But finding the PIN is not so hard. Just with a simple algorithm, the PIN can be easily found. And in many older routers, the WPS PIN is printed to the back of their device. The algorithm that the hackers use is called brute force. It uses almost all the possible combinations to get the PIN correct. Because the categorization of the PIN is so easy and can be calculated. To get the 8-digit PIN, the hacker has to try with 10 million combinations. But the WPS had the 8th digit of the PIN number as a checksum. That is, the 8th digit is the result that we get after entering the 7 digits. So only the 7 digits are required to be found. But it has a flaw there too. The PIN number is divided into 2 and sent to the router one after the other. That is, the hacker only has to find the first 4 digits of the PIN. After it is verified, he can go to the next 3 digits. It reduces the combination to just 10,000 and 1,000 for both verifications. So it can be calculated in just a few minutes to a few hours. So the Wi-Fi Alliance has introduced not to use WPS and to disable the feature in their routers several years ago. But even now, many phones and routers follow WPS to get their connection. So check your router and make sure you have turned off WPS. And there is one more flaw with the Wi-Fi that you are using. That is, countless try to enter the correct password. For example, in your phone, you have to enter the PIN number before 5 tries, else it will have a session or lock the device. But in Wi-Fi, there is nothing like that. So you can enter any number of passwords to unlock it. If your password is so simple, there are many chances that it can be easily cracked. The hackers have certain algorithms like brute force or dictionary to crack your password. That is, they try entering some of the simple number patterns or combinations or words in the dictionary to crack your password. But if your password is so strong, they cannot crack it. So try having a good password for your Wi-Fi. For example, I can enter Chandran like this to keep it rememberable and unable to crack. As a tip, you can use this app to test the strength of your Wi-Fi password. It tries to crack your password and return the password if it is cracked. And that's it for this video. I hope you have known something from this. If yes, just give it a like and comment your feedback. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.